Hi together. I want to talk about something so serious. It's about being standard, and that's not longer enough in our society. The pressure is so high. You have to be sexy, you have to be rich, you have to be famous, you have to have followers, you have to have like a good car, you wear a better watch than somebody else. You compare yourself, you outperform others at the gym because you feel it's not enough to be just amazing. You need to be more amazing than others. And in my work, I see this all the time very clearly. The pressure on us as a society has exploded with social media 500 times more when my grandparents got their first cordless phone from my parents. And I remember telling my grandpa, rest in peace, grandpa, as a kid, I told him, like, Grandpa, one day there will be a phone without cables. You will have a battery in it and you can take it anywhere, even to the farm. He looked at me and I will never forget how he told me, who needs that? I know where my home is, and everyone here knows where I am all day long. So who needs that? And I will never forget his beautiful face, so full of wisdom and strong, looking at me and asking, like, who needs that? But look at today's society. Who can even live without a phone? Who still walks into a bank when there's online banking? Who doesn't catch themselves scrolling, peeking at what others have, do, or like, look like? And then click, boom, it happens. The comparison begins. You compare yourself. Damn, look at these muscles. Whoa, is she hot in the yoga more than me? And then the subconscious kicks in, okay? I'm not good enough as I am. Everyone else is more successful than me. There's something wrong with me. That person's life online looks so cool. I want that too. Because being standard, like back in the days before social media, that's not trendy anymore. Or maybe it is. Because what does standard even mean today? Like for real, everyone defines it differently. But let's be honest, those distractions today, they are brutal. External pressure is growing. Sure, you can protect yourself, find peace with who you are, but here comes the $1 million question. How? How do you get there? And I can only talk for myself. I had to learn that the hard way through my divorce. Flat on the ground, I realized I had to find my way back. I had to find my way back to myself. This is what I wanted to say. I had to find my way back to myself. So what was happening out there didn't matter anymore because I was so damaged. I was so broke. I was so fucked up. I had to learn to listen inward, not keeping like this race out there and chasing the outside world. I had to really ask myself the first and most important question: what's my standard? Why do I wake up? What is my actual need in my life? Not what TikTok, LinkedIn, or Instagram or whatever is throwing at me. For me, finding my why was the first step. If you don't take the time to define your own reason, your own values, your own direction, your own core, you will never fully meet yourself. That's the entire issue. So then came the next step. I had to clear my head. Cocaine, gun. Weed, gun. MDMA, gun. Sure, maybe a guided session with some mushrooms or LSD, but honestly, alcohol, cigarettes, anything that was poisoning me, gun. Letting go was the biggest leverage in my life. The cleaner you become, the clearer you feel inside. And you feel it. Detox is powerful. Today I live very clean. Some people say you are boring. And I say, why would I care what anyone thinks about if I'm boring or not? This is my life. I define my standards. So later, I also quit coffee and porn, and that was another massive step towards myself. I never expected the clarity and strength that would follow from giving up coffee and porn. It's amazing. So every day I experience how freeing it is to realize I don't have to prove anything. I'm allowed to be just who I am with my standards, with my values, with my core ideas about my life. Working on yourself is a kind of magic. You suddenly need so little. You begin to value quality over quantity, not faster, stronger, louder, but deeper, more honest, more aware. Not perfect, but real. And by real, I mean right and true for you, not because society says it should be. Maybe being standard isn't the issue. You understand? Maybe it's the illusion that we constantly have to be more to be enough. We get pulled in all directions. That's why I've become a huge fan of stillness, of silence, of cutting out the noise, because there is this strength in calm. And that makes so much deep sense to me, because there's a saying in Germany, in der Ruhe liegt die Kraft, and this is so true. There's strength in calm and silence. And my grandpa, he used to say to me, like, Alexandre, In the end, you will see eating, sleeping, fucking, shitting, showering, and being with people you can laugh and cry with. That's all that matters. So don't make life so complicated. He lived what many would call a standard life. But his love, his joy, and his clarity stay with me forever. This man was rich, not in money, but in simplicity. Maybe that's today's true luxury, not having to keep up, being calm no matter what's going on outside. I truly believe you don't have to shout to be heard. You don't have to shine to be seen. Sometimes freedom begins the moment you stop comparing. And even a very famous philosopher, Kierkegaard, said, comparison is the end of happiness and the beginning of discontent. And his philosopher friend from France, he said, like, people want not only to be happy, but happier than others. So the question is, what's your standard? What's your definition of happiness? And what do you actually want from your life? Once you have figured that, the pressure from outside becomes just a background noise. It's still there, okay? But you respond differently, more peacefully, more powerfully. So I wish you all the strength. Stay grounded, stay in you, be loyal to yourself, and go find what truly matters. That's the most exciting journey of all, the one into yourself. I wish you all the best. I'm sending you so much love from Zurich. Thanks for listening. And really, take the time for yourself and your own standard. This is what only matters. Peace and out. Bye.